Have you ever felt like a puppet, unknowingly dancing to someone else's tune? An unsettling thought, isn't it? Yet it's a reality we often face, unbeknownst to us. We're delving into the shadowy world of manipulation and dark psychology today, a realm where your thoughts, behaviors, and decisions can be subtly guided by unseen hands. Manipulation, in its essence, is the art of influencing someone to act in a certain way, often without their conscious realization. It's a strategy employed by individuals who want to bend the will of others for their personal gain, using a variety of tactics to alter perceptions and behaviors. Now imagine coupling manipulation with dark psychology. Dark psychology refers to the study of the human condition in relation to the psychological nature of people to prey upon others. It's the darker side of human consciousness that involves the use of deceptive and cunning tactics to control and influence. When these two elements join forces, they create a potent mix that can covertly sway our thoughts and decisions. It's like a puppeteer pulling invisible strings, guiding our actions while we remain oblivious. The prevalence of manipulation and dark psychology is more widespread than you might think. It lurks in the shadows of our daily lives, from our interpersonal relationships to the advertisements we see, and even in the realm of politics. It's a hidden force that shapes our world in ways we often fail to recognize. In relationships, manipulation can take the form of emotional blackmail, gaslighting, or guilt-tripping, subtly eroding our sense of self and autonomy. In advertising, it's the clever use of language and imagery that nudges us towards making purchases. In politics, it's the spin doctors and propaganda machines that shape public opinion and influence voting behaviors. The world of manipulation and dark psychology is indeed a dark place, filled with unseen puppeteers pulling the strings. But remember, unseen strings can control us, but only if we remain unaware of their existence. So, let's shed some light on these shadowy tactics and learn how to spot them. It's time to cut the strings and reclaim control. Who are these puppeteers manipulating us from the shadows, you may ask? Well, let's delve into the world where the marionettes dance to the tune of their masters. These puppeteers often come in the form of sociopaths, narcissists, and highly skilled persuaders. Sociopaths, for instance, are masters of manipulation. They possess an uncanny ability to charm and disarm. Their charisma is their cloak, hiding their true intentions. They convince us they're trustworthy, only to exploit that trust for their own gain. Next, we have narcissists. They wield manipulation like an art form, painting a picture of themselves as the victim or the hero, whatever suits their narrative. Their need for admiration and validation is insatiable, and they'll do whatever it takes to feed it. They can make you feel special, only to use your admiration as a tool to elevate themselves. Then there are the skilled persuaders. These are the people who could sell sand in a desert. They have a knack for understanding others, identifying their desires, fears, and weaknesses. They use this knowledge to their advantage, twisting the truth and reality to fit their narrative. But don't be fooled. These puppeteers may not necessarily be sinister figures lurking in the shadows. They can be anyone, your co-worker, your friend, even your loved one. They might appear charming, reliable, even empathetic, but beneath the surface, they're pulling the strings, guiding our actions and decisions without us even realizing it. However, not all is lost. The key to freeing ourselves from these puppeteers lies in recognition. Understanding their tactics, their motives, and their manipulation techniques is the first step. Once we can see the strings, we can start to untangle ourselves from their control. So let's venture forth together into this shadowy world of manipulation and control. Let's learn to recognize the puppeteers behind the scenes and reclaim control of our own actions and decisions. Recognizing the puppeteer is the first step towards cutting the strings. So what are these invisible strings made of, you may ask? Well, they're woven from manipulation techniques, some of which are as subtle as a whisper or as blatant as a shout. Let's delve into a few of these techniques, shall we? First up, we have gaslighting. This is a mental game of smoke and mirrors, where the manipulator makes you question your reality, your memory, even your sanity. By sowing seeds of doubt, they make you reliant on them for what's real and what's not. It's a shrewd play on the human mind's need for certainty and clarity. Next, we have love bombing. Sounds pleasant, doesn't it? But don't be fooled. Love bombing is an intense display of affection and admiration, designed to disarm and disorient. It's like a blitzkrieg of compliments, gifts, and attention. The goal? To make you feel special and loved, so you're more likely to comply with their wishes. It preys on our innate need for acceptance and belonging. And then there's the fear then relief response. This is a 1-2 punch of manipulation. First, the manipulator creates a stressful or frightening situation. Your heart races, your palms sweat, but then just as quickly, they resolve the situation, and you feel a rush of relief. That relief creates a window of compliance, a moment when you're more likely to agree to requests. It's like a roller coaster ride for your emotions, and it's based on the principle of emotional contrast. These are just a few examples of manipulation techniques, but they all share a common thread. They exploit our basic human needs and emotions, using them as levers to influence our actions and decisions. It's a dark art, but an art nonetheless. With knowledge of these techniques, we begin to see the strings. And once we see them, we can start to pull back, to resist. But that's a story for another time. Stay tuned. But manipulation is just the tip of the iceberg in the realm of dark psychology. As we delve deeper into this shadowy domain, we come across terms like Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sadism. These are not mere words, but facets of a psyche that thrives in the obscurity of manipulation and control. Machiavellianism, named after the Italian diplomat Niccolo Machiavelli, is characterized by cunning, duplicity, and a complete disregard for morality. Those with high Machiavellian traits are unemotional and detached, often using deceit as a tool for personal gain. They are the puppet masters, the grand strategists who plot intricate webs of manipulation. Then we have psychopathy, a trait marked by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy, and bold, disinhibited, and egotistical traits. Psychopaths often lack a sense of guilt or remorse and have a profound inability to feel empathy. They see others as mere objects to be used for their own gratification. Lastly, let's shed light on sadism, a trait involving deriving pleasure from the pain and suffering of others. Sadists take satisfaction in manipulation, not just for personal gain, but also for the sheer joy of causing distress. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? These traits contribute significantly to manipulative behavior. A person exhibiting Machiavellianism, psychopathy, or sadism can weave intricate webs of deceit, leaving their victims trapped in a cycle of manipulation. The potential harm they can cause is profound, affecting the mental, emotional, and sometimes even physical well-being of their victims. However, knowledge is power. The more we understand these traits, the better we can recognize them in others and protect ourselves from falling prey to their manipulative tactics. Dark psychology may seem daunting, but remember, it is not an insurmountable foe. It is a part of the human psyche that we must acknowledge to better navigate the complexities of human behavior. Understanding dark psychology equips us to navigate its murky waters. So, how do we cut these invisible strings and reclaim our autonomy? This is an important question that we all need to answer. The first step is to recognize that you're being manipulated. It can be as subtle as a gentle nudge in a certain direction, or as blatant as a direct command. Keep an eye out for signs. Are you constantly feeling guilty? Are you always the one apologizing even when it's not your fault? These could be red flags that you're being manipulated. Once you've identified the manipulation, it's time to set boundaries. This might seem difficult at first, especially if you're dealing with someone close to you. But remember, you have every right to say no when you're uncomfortable or when something goes against your values. Be assertive and make your feelings known. Another useful tip is to seek outside perspectives. Often when we're caught up in a situation, we fail to see things clearly. Having someone else's viewpoint can be enlightening. They might notice things that you've missed or validate your suspicions. Developing emotional intelligence is another key to cutting the strings. Understand your emotions and reactions. Are they genuine, or are they being orchestrated by someone else? Learning to distinguish between the two can give you a lot of control over your own life. Lastly, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it with others. The more people are aware of these tactics, the harder it will be for the puppeteers to control us. Remember, it's not about turning the tables and becoming the puppeteer. It's about creating a world where everyone respects each other's autonomy and treats each other with kindness and understanding. Knowledge is power. With it, we can turn from puppets into puppeteers. And not puppeteers who control others, but puppeteers who control their own lives, their own actions, and their own decisions. Because that's what true power is all about. So if you find this content valuable, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the intriguing world of psychology.